Thanks very much. Thank you. Now, last year, you may remember, we borrowed some tractors and we planted 25 acres of oilseed rape. The idea was that we were going to harvest it and then turn the seeds into juicy, eco-friendly petrol, full of natural, dew-picked, farm-fresh goodness. Unfortunately, James bought the wrong seeds. We ended up with 500 gallons of, and there's no other way of saying this, diesel. 500 gallons of hemorrhoid cream would have been more useful, honestly.
We hate diesel, so we decided to burn it. Even though the three of us have no racing experience, we entered the Brit Car 24-hour race at Silverstone with a diesel car.
Don't laugh, because, well, although the idea of us three racing is clearly preposterous, the idea of a diesel isn't. Because this year, Audi won the Le Mans 24-hour race in a diesel car, and largely because it didn't have to waste so much time in the pits refuelling.
All we needed was a car, so we got one. And then, while James was moonlighting on his wine programme, Jeremy and I went down to the Top Gear Technology Centre.
Here it is, the crucible of all our great inventions.
This is the car we've bought. It's a BMW 330d, 4 years old, done 45,000 miles. We paid 11 grand for it. And now we must turn it into a racing car by bolting lots of racing car bits to it.
The director of the Top Gear Technology Centre, Steve, would do all the trivial jobs, like the brakes, the engine, the suspension and the electronics, while we did the big stuff. I had to do the race seat. Jeremy, meanwhile, had to install a long-range fuel tank.
Got a hammer?
With that not done, I checked on Hammond.
Yes! The office. That feels businesslike.
Hammond,
What?
do you understand endurance racing?
Yeah.
24-hour race, 3 drivers. Do you want to hop out? So let's just say you do the first stint. Here's the driver change. You get out, the car's been refueled.
We'll get in.
It's my turn to get in.
It will be a bit of a squeeze for you. I grant you, it will be a bit of a
won't
squeeze.
be a bit of a squeeze, mate. It will be...
There you go. You're in!
All the other cars, those are the noises of them. Meanwhile, back in the Top Gear pit, Jeremy, you'd have to get a saw.
Well, yeah. Right, I'll put the seat on runners so it'll be more boring.
Next, we needed a drinks delivery system. Most are rubbish, so I made ours battery-powered.
OK, so when you want a drink, which you will, you put that in your mouth, OK? Squeeze, 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 squeeze.
Squeezing it!
Does that work?
No, it's not brilliant, if I'm honest.
Oh.
Yeah, it's flawed.
To make it look like a racing car, we needed sponsors' names. But sadly, because of BBC rules, we couldn't get real ones, so we just sort of made some up.
Look at that! That looks like a racing car already.
It looks like a race. It needed that, didn't it?
With the car almost ready, our thoughts turned to the race itself.
You know, I said, how hard can it be when we started this?
Yes.
If I'm honest, I think it's going to be really hard.
I'm quite glad you said that, because it's crossed my mind. I'm getting a bit nervous. I don't want to win, but I want people to take us seriously.
Yeah, I just think we're going to look ridiculous.
We arrived at Silverstone assuming the Brit Car 24 would be an amateur event for beginners like us. We were badly wrong. In fact, our diesel Beamer would be up against 200-mile-an-hour supercars. The other drivers were chisel-jawed and battle-hardened. They had blue-chip sponsors, tons of equipment. They turned up with laptops and luxury motorhomes with girls in them. Our motorhome wasn't quite as professional as that, nor was our catering, nor was our car. In fact, nothing was. And then there was the question of us three.
You do realise we are the only people in this field, the only people with one of these on the back.
I did mean to ask, what is it?
That means novice. Everybody else has done at least 6 races.
Worse still, Richard had never been round Silverstone.
The sum total of our experience is you've done...
I've done a charity race in a Honda Civic.
And you've done 5 laps.
5 laps in
this.
this.
You've done no racing at all. You've done some laps, but not in this.
Yeah.
I've done a race in a 2CV. I've never driven this, and I've never ever been round Silver. We're not in good shape.
A walk down the pits didn't exactly cheer us up either.
We haven't done that.
No, we haven't got that.
We haven't got this.
We haven't got that.
No, we haven't got that. We haven't got these. We haven't got these.
Is this a diesel?
Yeah, no.
What is it, an M3? So this is an M3 BMW with a...
It's a lot better than ours.
Is it a diesel?
No, it's a bit quicker.
M3.
Sorry.
You're in an M3. Please be nice to us.
No.
How can we get out of it?
I'm seriously thinking of sitting down just before the race and drinking a bottle of vodka.
Soon, though, it was time for qualifying.
What if I have to get out of somebody's way to let them go by?
I don't know.